Hi, I'm Scott from Cooper Electronics, and today we've done an install in a Chevy Colorado, a 2016 model, the K40 radar system. This is a completely installed and undetectable system is the terminology they use for it. It has a front and rear receivers, has a remote control that you can use to wirelessly control everything in the vehicle. They also make another option or another series where you actually can have a control panel installed in your vehicle if you prefer. It is a completely installed vehicle. Most vehicles take about a day to install. It does depend on the vehicle a little bit. One of the other things that we get into with these, people ask what's the difference between these and a portable unit. A portable unit in a lot of cases works pretty adequately, but with the actual installed units, as you see by the size of the receivers, the receiver itself is about the same size as a whole portable unit, so your range tends to be quite a bit farther with the installed units as far as how well they work. Another option or of interest people ask about is where you get your notification from, and there is a speaker that's installed under the vehicle, or inside under the dash that is. And there are two lights normally that will install somewhere in the vehicle, and pretty much every vehicle is a little different about where you can custom install the lights. It's one of the cool or wow factors of this unit is that you can install the lights in different places. We've come up with all different ideas from custom ashtray installs to doing them up near the instrument cluster, in front of the instrument cluster in some vehicles, down by the shifter in some vehicles. There's all kinds of ideas there, so we certainly are happy to help figure things out there. All right, so here we have the 16 Chevy Colorado. The install that took place in the front of this, there's actually three pieces that were installed in the front. There's two laser diffusers that are installed here. They have some view out where you can see them. That's how the laser diffusers work. We're on each side of the front there. And up underneath in the middle, right in this area, there's a radar detector, the receiver for the front, and it's actually behind the bumper. And with that, it doesn't have to have plain side or plain view. It works from behind the bumper. So I'll have to take my word for it on that piece that's in there. In the back, we have two pieces in the back here. There is a plain view laser shifter in the back of this. It's installed on a tag. That's the best place for those. And the receiver for the back of this is behind the bumper on one side here, and that's where the piece is installed there, which is the piece that doesn't have to be in plain view for that one to work. Alright, now we're going to step inside and show you the controls and the lights where we decided to install them on this Colorado. As you can see right off the bat, there's the custom expert control panel where that's installed and how it's set up in there. I think it came out looking very professional and very stealth, if you will. When you turn the car on, the system will automatically turn on. Talks to you, and you can see goes through all the startup sounds to tell you for the different things to tell you it's making connection with all the different pieces there. You see by the lights that just flashed in the bottom there, I can turn it off, we'll turn it back on again and actuate those. I see them flashing.
K40 scan active.
The two lights represent the front and rear of the vehicle. We always do the right light is always rear, so that's the easy way to explain how the system works, and that way you automatically know that right is always rear on your vehicle and left is the front. As far as the controls and how they work, as you can see to the upper left there's a power button, and obviously that's to turn the system on and off if you want it completely turned off for a valet reason or for some other options you might come up with. You have a minus and a plus button here. Those are for your volume, plus and minus. You have a mute button in between for those times if you happen to have somebody, officer following you behind you, and you want to mute the tone it's giving out. You can mute it until he goes away, and then when it ends it'll restart itself so that you can begin protection again.
GPS connected.
The GPS connected that just mentioned, that's for your tracking as far as for the marking of locations, which also goes along with the other buttons that's on here. There's a menu button at the top over here. That's to actually access the different type of settings that you can get into. If you actually wanted to turn the X band off on the unit, you can turn the X band off by going in and programming it off. There's a K and a KA band that you can also turn on or off if you want to have those options. This gives you plenty of different options you can do with the system itself. The sensitivity button right below that, that's actually a button for city and highway, and for a filter button that actually ranges where you can have it set on, particularly on city or on highway, or if you put it on filtered, and it takes out the X band completely if you'd rather leave it on there, which a lot of people prefer to have the X band completely turned off as it is, and that's another way to do that. The MA button at the bottom here is a mark to alert button. That would be if you had particular places you had it set up that you wanted the system to go off to remind you that there might be an officer that normally sits there, even if they don't have the radar on. That would then give you about a 1,500-foot notice that there would be normally somebody sitting there. The mark to mute button next to that actually is set up that you can actually set the system to mute when you pull in somewhere. If you're going in where you know that the radar normally goes off and there's not officers in that area, you want it just to automatically push the buttons and automatically mute when you pull in that area. The dim button beside that, the dim button actually sets up where you can actually adjust how bright the lights are from a day to a dusk to a dark, and even have them turned off if you don't want like the lights on at all, which I have some customers who prefer not to have any lights at all. They just like to listen to the sound and react to how the sound is and what it's telling you, where it's front or rear, where the detection is coming from. The button above that is a QR, and that's a quiet ride button. And that's a cool feature. That feature, you can actually set it up where the system actually doesn't turn on and start working until you're driving a certain miles per hour. Let's say we recommend sometimes people will set it up where it doesn't actually, the radar doesn't turn on until you're driving 20 miles an hour. That way, if you're going through a Walmart or a Walgreens or somewhere where there's going to be some options where you might get some falsing, the system isn't even turned on or falsing until you're actually up over a certain speed, where it then turns itself on, so that it will go into a mode where it will work and not give you all that false noise. And that pretty much is the whole system. It's been pretty much one full day's install on most vehicles. That's about what it takes.
K40 scan active.
We always do a couple of tests when we have the system installed. We have a couple things here that will represent a laser controller, and then a emitter that emits K-band. So we can kind of give a little test for the customer. We're in a metal building, so we probably will have some bounce back, so it may flash both front and rear instead of just one or the other, which that's very normal as well. This application. We're going to start with the K-band first.
Laser.
Quick demonstration to show you how things are functioning there, how they're working. Pretty much can be installed in any vehicle. We've done a number of different vehicles. Always have a good time with those. And we enjoy doing it. We're really happy and feel that we're quite reliable.